Murphy Austin Adams Schoenfeld LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support this episode of Rob on the Road, Heroes and Helping Hands. More information at murphyaustin.com.
On Rob on the Road, Heroes and Helping Hands, scoring an all-time high, kicking off the game of a lifetime for Lisa Reitzman. This is where thousands of people find food for their soul. St. Mary's Dining Room, more than a meal.
Rose, have you seen this scrapbook?
The tapestry of time, stitched into quilts of comfort and care.
Every little child I see is a world.
Can you believe this rundown garage turned into this? A life-changing program for thousands of California kids, where no child is left behind.
I have a voice for these children and these families, and I will use it.
Heroes and Helping Hands.
And now, Rob on the Road, exploring California.
1, 2, 3.
What in the world does soccer have to do with fighting addiction and helping the homeless? The answer is found in the real-life story of Sacramento State soccer star Lisa Reitzman. This is the turf that would become Lisa's field of dreams, a national standout in women's soccer, the second leading goal scorer in Sac State history. Here she was at the top of her game, heading toward the pros.
This was always like my canvas. Like, this was where I could express myself, but I could think of ideas and I could execute them like perfectly out here.
Wow, your canvas. And on that canvas, when you left this field, some darker colors were added to that canvas.
There's just a huge void to fill.
Lisa began filling the void with alcohol and drugs. The year was 2002. Lisa began to spiral out of control, kicking off the toughest match of her life, the battle between life and death. The following 6 years would sideline Lisa's dream of soccer stardom.
There was no reason for me to stop, and I didn't have that sense of accountability, and I really didn't have anything to look forward to as much. So that was when it got a little bit out of control. By 2005, I had my first DUI, 2006, got another one. And then, all the way through 2009, and that was the last time that I got arrested. And by then I was using methamphetamines pretty heavily.
And in jail.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Lisa ended up hopeless and homeless, but turned the streets into her soccer field. Her team? Fellow homeless addicts. Together, Lisa would lead them to a different way to victory.
3, legacy! It really reminded me that I was capable of feeling joy again. Because after enough years of not having it, I just forgot I was capable of it.
And so with people that you work with now, even if they don't like soccer, do they find that joy?
Totally, especially because they're bad. Like, there's nothing to do but laugh about it. It's like, they're gonna laugh because it's not serious. And we're not trying to win. We're just trying to have a good time.
That might have been someone's first laugh for a while.
It is a lot, yeah, definitely.
Lisa is founder and director of the Sacramento chapter of Street Soccer USA, one of 16 cities nationwide fighting homelessness through the power of sport. Founded in 2004 in Charlotte, North Carolina, Street Soccer USA has one goal: to get homeless men, women, and youth off of the streets and into a team through sports-based intervention.
I appreciate you guys coming as always.
Lisa founded the Sacramento chapter in 2010 with fellow soccer player Tiffany Fraser by her side.
Let's take half court, and all you guys are on that team.
So you're able to look at this from the outside in.
Yeah.
Because you've not been through recovery or you've not been homeless. This is.
Yeah, you would think, but I mean, these feelings are common. Like, we've all felt hopeless and we've all felt alone, and I think give them that space that maybe they never had. Like, if I can contribute to that, which I know I can, because I know what it feels like to be a part of a great team, and I've learned that and been lucky enough to. Like, if I have that to give, like, how selfish is it to hold it, It's
This is what Lisa and Tiffany have created. Field locations for people who are homeless and broken to simply learn to play and smile again. This is a meetup in Oak Park with many other matches held each week across the capital city. A safe place to play and laugh. To build respect and encouragement.
Nice.
Scores are far less important than focusing on positive life goals.
Yes, Chantel, other side.
What is the magic of street soccer?
Play, joy. There's a tremendous amount of acceptance. There's no judgment, and there's a lot of opportunity, and we don't cap that. The more somebody's willing to pursue an opportunity, whether it's a goal, on the court or off the court, like, we're there for them. We want them to be successful, and they feel that. The more they succeed, the more we succeed. Like, we go together.
The team would grow by leaps and bounds, creating the Lady Salamanders in 2013 in partnership with the Sacramento Republic FC soccer team. The Salamanders have transformed homeless women battling addiction, domestic violence, and mental health issues into international travelers and athletes playing around the globe in the annual World Homeless Cup, hitting the field from Brazil to Norway. The program has been extremely successful on and off the field.
Soccer's one avenue, but it's simple. And I think if people can start looking at these complicated problems of people like being homeless, we're excluding them, and we're trying to push them out further and further, and like, there is value to be had by including them. And if we can influence that on a greater scale and provide the joy, whether it's for kids who don't have access or for adults, like, the more that we're keeping them engaged in life. And we know if they're engaged in life, they're not gonna give up. I feel like the perception is that it's a privilege to be able to play. And I would like to change that too. I think that, like, being able to play is a human right. One person is not more deserving of it than another.
Is your dream alive again, but in a different way?
Oh yeah. I don't think I'd want to be a professional soccer player. I would really love to know that one day we made an impact on how people thought and eliminate the judgment and just understand the challenges and see them as people that can be valuable and they're not like to be thrown away.
Thousands of people travel the Crosstown Freeway each day. It's the connector between I-5 and Highway 99 for motorists to cross over the city. Directly below, close to 1,000 people are searching for their own destination in life and walking through these doors for more than a meal.
Our mission is a big one. It's to feed the hungry, to care for health issues, and to restore human dignity.
Restoring human dignity drives Edward Figueroa. For more than 2 decades, Edward has served as a constant companion for the homeless and poor of San Joaquin County.
When they're outside of our gates, people often look away, will look down. They're afraid that they're going to be asked for money or asked for some type of assistance. So people will tend to look down. The famous is pulling out the cell phone and act like you're on the phone so you don't have to make eye contact. Here we make eye contact because I truly believe that when we make eye contact, we're saying, I see you, you matter, and I can't ignore you anymore. And so that's our first step in working with our clients is letting them know that we see them and then that we're here for them. And that's what's most important, is building that trust, and it takes time.
Not every client who comes in for services, they're ready to share openly.
Mercedes Moreno knows how much time and trust is needed. Mercedes is the Director of Social Services and connects with clients by developing a bond, person to person. Mercedes understands firsthand. This is where she used to live, homeless and hiding behind the dumpsters around the corner from St. Mary's dining room. The same doors she would walk through after 5 failed attempts at rehab.
Had a major trust issue like most of our clients do. I didn't trust people. And if you were nice, I really didn't trust you. Because that means you wanted something from me. The people in my past that were nice to me, they hurt me. So I was very skeptical, so I looked around and I noticed that these people, just genuine people that all they do wanted to help people.
Mercedes is in charge of making sure each client gets specialized service. Everything from advocacy and shelter referrals to transitional housing and employment opportunities. Clients here have access to free medical and dental clinics, with many local physicians and nurses volunteering on their days off to help the homeless heal and smile.
They believed in me until I was able to believe in myself. So I owe the people really in this agency who I am today.
When you share your story, it sets you and other people free. I believe that. Do you?
I do. And I believe that the clients I've been here for a while, I'm very, like all of us, but I'm very real with our clients. I don't sugarcoat things. When they come in, I meet them where they're at.
So very much an important part of any community is how do you support the least of these? How do you take care of those without? And I can say Stockton does a stellar job of it.
In the end, that's really all that matters, is how we help and love people.
Right.
I had many people today say to me, "What are you doing here? Why are you here?" And I just said, "You."
That's so important what you said, Rob, to our clients, is that we love to show off our campus. And so our community, just by getting involved in what you said to our clients, is we're doing this for you. And it lets them know that they matter.
Since 1955, St. Mary's Dining Room has been a safe place for those in poverty. 3 meals a day are served here, hot and ready for the hungry and cold. Each year brings new need and growth, both in homeless people and outreach services.
Are you gonna get your meal tomorrow also?
Paul Fairbrook started volunteering here in 1982 and has been a driving force ever since. Paul took the lead on designing and building the massive dining hall that can hold around 450 people at one time.
In St. Mary's Dining Room, we have a precious jewel that can be replicated all over the country if we could just get some people to know what it is. It's more than just a soup kitchen. It's more than just a place where you can get clothing. It's a place where the whole person is made whole.
I looked at a man today and I said to him, "I am so proud of you." And that's when he made eye contact and he literally was like, "Why?" That's what you mean about being seen. Yeah. I'll tell you why I was proud of him. Because he's here trying to get help to change his life.
That's right. And that's important that we celebrate. And I don't know, I hope you take that and that stays with you for a long time to come, because that's one of those moments that really does matter. And it comes back to the importance of watching what we say to people and how we treat one another, whether we're talking to a homeless person or to a family member. Our words matter. Our words make a difference, and they have lasting impact. And so your affirmation is going to be something that he remembers.
I'm very calm when I sew. I love to sew. I do nothing better but sew, but I do love sewing.
This is a story of selflessness, love, and perseverance all in one. This is Rose Yap inside of her lovely quilting room in Sacramento. Good to see you.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I'm so glad to be here with you and to watch you sew. What a beautiful act of kindness, because you're sewing these quilts for
the sick in the hospitals, veterans and babies and cancer patients.
Wow. Do you know them?
No, I just heard they were sick, so we decided to make quilts, and we feel that this makes them feel better.
That is not an easy task. Stitch by stitch, Rose forges through in a constant pain level of 8 out of 10. Burning pain is how she describes the feeling in the right side of her head.
What does the quilting do for you?
It relieves the pain, believe it or not. I can sit here and quilt and my pain won't bother me.
She doesn't have time to think about the pain when she's busy sewing.
Linda Slavic is Rose's daughter, sitting side by side with her mother as much as she can. quilting and learning life lessons from Mom.
I am my mother's daughter. I have determination that even though we face the challenges and we don't always know what's going to be in store with it for us, that to be able to do something that I could still enjoy is my lesson.
I am fascinated by watching you quilt because Rose is blind and you lost your sight 4 years ago. You're 94 and you are fiercely determined.
I'm glad I can do something. I love to do it. I'd love to do more, but with my sight, I can't. I can only do what I can try to do.
I look at how you handle things and I admire you.
Well, when I was 93, I didn't know that I was 93. I mean, I never give it a thought. But now I'm 94.
How old do you feel inside?
Oh, maybe 50.
50. What would you say to that 50-year-old Rose?
Well, maybe she would do things different than she did years ago, but life was different then too.
Rose, have you seen this scrapbook, or were you able to see it before you lost your sight?
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what it is. There's a beautiful picture of you right here with these beautiful pearls on. Rose's story.
Oh, that's a surprise.
What is your story today?
That I'm still able to do things. I can't see, but I can do a lot of things that I wouldn't do otherwise, probably. I do the things that are harder for me now.
Do you realize that you were just rubbing a picture of you?
No.
You didn't even know that.
No.
The minute you were telling your story, you started rubbing a picture of your face. I think that woman in that picture is telling you everything's going to be okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear.
Do you believe it?
I'm going to try to believe it. If you don't believe it, it won't come true.
There's letters here of appreciation calling you a beautiful surprise, and that you had helped with memories of war, helped people heal. You had helped people recover. Here's one from a vet, wrapped in your love.
Rose has made more than 150 quilts and shipped them all around the world.
When you wrote to me about your mom, you knew that her story had to be told. Why?
I think people need to realize that no matter what kind of challenges they face and how old they are, there's never a set time that you stop doing something. If you can do it, you do your best. She's amazing.
In the end, what is it that really matters to you?
The beauty of it all.
The beauty of it all.
I like the beauty, I like the peace, which there is not as much of. When we were little, we didn't know that everything was peaceful.
Isn't that interesting that we don't know it until...
It's too late.
But you know it's not too late because you're creating it right here for others.
I'm trying. I'm going to try. I'm going to do all I can.
You don't think it's too late for you, do you?
No, I'm going to go to 100 at least.
I think 110.
Well, that'd be better.
And knowing we were coming here today, did you have anything you wanted to tell me?
I was going to be very glad that you would come, but I didn't think you would want to listen to me.
Why?
I don't know.
And why in the world would I not have wanted to talk to you?
I don't know. I didn't think I was important.
Well, you are to me.
Oh, thank you.
Step by step, Heroes in Helping Hands are changing lives of kids in desperate need inside Northern California Children's Therapy Center in Woodland.
I think it's time that we need to start this therapy.
Christina Michael Albers leads CTC. She's been here nonstop for 20 years. Her every action is focused on one thing, the child right in front of her.
For us, the number one thing is that this is a child. This is a child who's part of a family, who's part of a community, and that's the number one thing. This isn't a diagnosis. This isn't a disability. This is a child.
Any child with developmental disabilities is welcome right here, without a referral or even a means to pay. You are witnessing some miracle moments for 16-month-old Ruben. On this day, we captured some of his earliest steps. He has a double cleft lip and palate, a tracheotomy in his throat, he cannot swallow, has heart and lung issues, and extreme hearing loss.
I'm right here. I'm not gonna let you go.
Early intervention therapist Keith Haberstock is teaching Ruben how to eat some of his first real bites of food.
Give him a banana.
Do you think I've seen some progress?
Absolutely, every day. By the end of our session, he's walking to me, wanting to sit on my lap and feed that puppet food, whereas in the beginning, he didn't know what to make of it. That's a tremendous amount of progress for a 16-month-old in 1 hour, in considering the conditions.
Another child covered in love and immersed in therapy is sweet little Salvador. His diagnosis is Down syndrome with communication and speech delays. But clearly, he is filled with happiness, smiling, and signing more to our singing and playing. You quickly realize that a diagnosis is not a destiny.
For these little kids that we see, there's these little steps you have to see to get here. Because some of them are way down here. And we help them to try to get there, but we've got to see these little stepping stones, because you can't just jump to there.
And every single case is different. Every single person's different.
Every little child I see is a world.
This is where Children's Therapy Center all began. It was 1993. The location, this woodland garage with 2 dreamers and 26 families searching for ways to help their kids. Christina Michael Albers joined the team in 1998.
I knew back then that Children's Therapy Center was special because it was what we were doing inside. And the approach and the philosophy, that's where my passion started.
Her passion is paying off in a modern, state-of-the-art, 5,000 square foot therapeutic facility. Christina and her team of 23 therapists are now serving more than 400 clients a year, about half right here in the clinic. The other half meet in the child's home, school, or even a McDonald's playland. Anything to treat children throughout Northern California and screening others, often for the first time.
All children aren't screened, are they?
No, most children aren't screened. In fact, 60% of children that have a developmental disability, that disability isn't identified until they enter kindergarten. So our goal here is to get every child screened, because we know through the power of early intervention that we can change this child's outcome.
Services found here are incredibly hard to find, all within one location. There are hourly interventions in physical, occupational, and speech therapy.
Our motto is, it doesn't matter where you are now, let's just take the next step. Sometimes you look into the future that it is so hard to imagine how you're gonna get there. And for us, it's like, where are they now? What's the next step? Just keep going forward. It's how we run our business. It's how we treat our children.
It's how we should live life.
Yeah.
Lives that have been forever changed, with ripple effects flowing far and wide.
You have a fundamental perspective about things that is seen from a different way, and I don't know if you see it this way, but I do. Is that when we walk into a room and there is a child that is really clearly going through it. You light up because you see the potential.
I see the child.
You see the child.
Yeah, I see the child. I see everything that's good about them. If you want to know about effort, if you want to know about perseverance, take a step inside these rooms and look at that child.
What do you believe?
I believe that it is time to take these children and their families and adults with disabilities out of the background. It is time that they are treated as equals. It is time that they have equal access to appropriate education and health care. It is time that we stop being afraid of what is different and see what is inside, because that is what changes the world. And there is a whole population of people who are poised to change the world if we just let them. I have a voice for these children and these families, and I will use it until my last breath.
Travel all across California with us at robontheroad.org.
Our words matter. Our words make a difference. So your affirmation is going to be something that he remembers.
Why in the world would I not have wanted to talk to you?
I don't know. I didn't think I was important.
Well, you are to me.
Oh, thank you.
Murphy, Austin, Adams, Schoenfeld, LLP, focusing on business law and commercial litigation, is proud to support this episode of Rob on the Road, Heroes and Helping Hands. More information at murphyaustin.com.